Hello everyone and welcome back to another Train Sim World 3 first look video. The amount of first looks recently, it's so many, but we're going to be taking a look at the Niddertalbahn today, which very much looking forward to. It looks like one of the most beautiful routes ever in Train Sim World, and it is done by a new developer, well, new route developer to the game, being Train Sim Germany, who's previously worked on a few other DLCs with Dovetail, and also on the G6 locomotive for Reimer at Austin, which is also really nice to drive. But yeah, let's get straight into it, and well, let's see if we can drive it and set it up without any tutorials. Let's go. Right. We're in the train. I haven't done any tutorials, so this is completely. We're going to pretty much completely wing it, and hope we'll be able to set it. Most German trains do have a fairly similar setup, so if we set that to forward. Big thanks to Dovetail Games for giving us the key to show this off. I'm going to keep the HUD on, all the bits and bobs on. I don't know this route one bit. But yeah, this is the 628. Not really too sure what's labelled as a 928 there. Maybe if we go, maybe on the other side it says 628. Yeah, okay, it says 628 there. So maybe this is the one with the engine or something, which maybe there's a slight difference. But yeah, it's the 628, and then the other train you get is the 365. Right, they're fine. Let's set that to headlights. Yeah, going to completely wing it, and hopefully we'll be alright. I think we'll be alright. And we are on the Xbox for this as well. Okay, instruments are on, those quite dim. That's fine. Power, we'll probably want to get that on, don't we? Power on. Compressor on, that's fine. Desk light, we don't really need that on. Mirrors. Oh yeah, we've got mirrors. Brake test, don't need to do that. Sander. Brake key, yeah, we've got a brake key. Let's cut that in. They're all very sort of standard German trains in terms of setting them up, especially slightly older ones. That sounds good. Well, let's actually keep that on because we are on a little bit of a hill at the moment. Train lights, that'll be good to get them on. Oh, train line power, is that? Have we got train line power? Okay, I think we're all good. Safety systems, let's have a look. Where are the safety systems on here? Probably like a little panel somewhere. We will find them. Where are the fuses? If not, we'll cheat a little bit. Where are... Oh, CIFA. Oh, that's the button for it. Panel, where is the safety system? We will be late on this service. Hello, people. Maybe it's out here. This is the passenger interior. There's the outside as well. Looking really nice. Yeah, let's try and find where the PZB is and stuff. I've got a feeling it might be out here somewhere. And that sounds a bit silly, but on the 628, another DMU, the fuse cabinet's sort of in the back, or sort of in the middle of the train. But we'll have a little look through. Might as well. Let's quickly have a look in here, see if there's any sort of extra buttons to press. PZB. I'm not too sure. Let's go back to the back to here. Oh, can I? Oh, quickly turn on my keyboard. Let's go back to there. There's another train coming in. We'll get the doors shut, and what we'll do, we'll be a little bit cheeky. I didn't actually hear anything, so maybe there isn't buttons for it. Maybe you just have to shift and enter. Maybe I didn't hear anything change. Right. Well, I'm sure we'll find something. Let's get that off. Bit of horn. And I think it's fairly easy to drive. Now, if we get going, we're a genius. Yes! There we go, we're off. And we have got the green as well. You can see the HUD has slightly changed. You can see sort of the little blue bar. It just makes it easier to see, I suppose, what the train's doing. Off we go, our first look at the Niddertalbahn. I'm really hyped for this. As it's sort of something completely different to what we've seen. I mean, look at that. Completely different to what we've seen before. And the destination display. You can see it says Stockheim up there, which is correct, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, Stockheim. Is there a light for that? I'm going to have a little look around the cab as we go along. Engine group 1. All the buttons on there. Loving the track joint sounds. Nice. Listen to that. Very nice. Very nice. But yeah, this is the first actual proper route DLC from TSG. And I'm sure we'll be making lots of other cool DLCs in the future. Cipher. Just trying to find the lights for the display up here, and there must be some somewhere. What's that there? Sunblock. Okay, not that. You got that as well. Yeah, we'll have a little look at that. We'll have to try and find how we turn that on. Oh, there's a 110. Now, you'll only see those services if you own Linker Rheinstrecke. If you don't own Linker Rheinstrecke, you will not see those services, and they are AI only. This is a whistle board here. So we'll do that. It's a complete alien landscape to any German route we've seen so far. A single track, branch lines, semaphore signals. It's great. Look at this. It's really, really detailed as well. A lot of people have sort of been comparing this to something like the Midland line on Train Sim Classic, where it's like really high, really highly detailed. Sometimes it actually lags because it's so highly detailed. But yeah, pretty much comparing it to how sort of a Train Sim Classic route would be. This is really nice. And we're on the Xbox version, so we should be, well, magnetic brake. Should I have that on? Don't know. Let's do that. This, I suppose, would be, but this should be the full version as well. Cool. As we make our way along, some sort of a little band and siding there on the right. Let's try and work out how we get that oh, hello, we've got all these buttons here as well. What do they all do? Okay, you've got the cool signaler one. Nice, very nice. Got the speedo up there. Yeah, it does seem fairly straightforward to drive though. It's completely different though, isn't it? I suppose it's almost in a way like a West Somerset Railway of Germany. In a way, sort of, and in a pacer, the German pacer. It literally is the German pacer. And we've got a 4-coach one as well. I mean, there's vegetation literally on the track. Oh, no, that just disappeared there, but still. Look at that. That's great. Let's get that up a little bit. Probably quite an easy route to do HUDless. Although one thing about this route is you've got semaphore signals, which we haven't seen before on a German route. As pretty much every German route we've had, apart from Linker Rheinstrecke, has been set modern day. This route's set in 1992, and on this branch line they have semaphore signals. So it's the first of, well, sort of first time we've seen that. I only watched a little bit of the preview stream, and I thought it looked beautiful on that. I mean, look on here. Oh, it's good. And you get the window open as well. It's not running the best though. This is a next gen console, but I can notice a sort of a little bit of a FPS drop. Sort of, yeah, we're going about sort of 45, 50, let's see, a little bit of 30 possibly on there. Yes, it's not running the best. So hopefully they might be able, it might just be this one area. I mean, at the beginning it was fine. It might just be because of the amount of trees which are here. Right, coming into Gronau. Yeah, so that P means, I suppose, whistle or horn. Acknowledge that. Let's pop that down. So acknowledge. I swear that's spelt wrong. Isn't it acknowledge on there? Yeah, that might be spelt wrong, possibly. We're coming into Gronau. Tons of whistle boards. And the AI trains will also do the boards as well, which is the first of its kind. See, now, yeah, it's running fine now. You can see it's back up to sort of 60. Yeah, so I suppose in the areas of really high foliage, it might drop a little bit. Oh, the FPS might drop a little bit, but now it's fine. So it's only those little areas, which it was still above 30. So here we are. This is Gronau, and yes, it's easy to drive this train. It feels quite easy. The brakes are quite easy to use as well. And here we are. We are 4 coaches as well, so we do need to consider that. So a stop marker? I suppose it's really just guess when you're in the platform. And here we are. This is Gronor. Right. That destination. How do we... Is there like a button to turn that on? It's quite sort of faint at the moment, isn't it? There's got to be a button somewhere to brighten that, well, sort of make it a bit lighter. Be in here somewhere. Let's have a look. I mean, first of all, it would be in here, but I don't think it is. These little switches or anything we can press. Not sure. Must be a button to sort of make it a bit brighter. Unless it is just quite dim. Right. It is Niddertalbahn next. Let's whack that into full. Here we go. Look at that. Proper going for it. So it seems like we are in the quiet end. Seems the motor is sort of in this rear area. But there it goes though. Up to 60. Beautiful. And just look at this though. It reminds me of also the Niddertalbahn Kiel Lübeck. Just sort of how close the sort of vegetation is to the edge of the track. Right, what stations are we calling at? Niddertalbahn, Oberndorfelden, Kilienstatten, Budesheim, Windecken, Heldenbergen. Oh, and I'm uncoupling. Oh, we got an uncut. Oh god, that's not going to go well. We've then got Heldenbergen, Windecken, Eichen, Host, Alderstadt, Lindheim, Glorberg, and then Stockheim. Which these places actually have different names. Some of them have different names. I think Stockberg or Stockheim is actually called something else now, like Niederer or something. As yeah, this route is set in the early 90s. Oh, acknowledge. I don't know what we were acknowledging there, but we were acknowledging something. It wasn't that thing there, was it? No. So there are new things. PZB might get grumpy with us because there's new things you need to look out for. I'm guessing this is probably what we need to acknowledge. Maybe? Oh, that's semaphore. Semaphore signal. Look at that. There it is. Do we need to acknowledge that thing then? What's that? See, as we've got the PZB helping out, will sort of tell us what we need to acknowledge, which is nice. Oh, we pop that down. Nice having 4 coaches though. It's nice. Sort of a double unit. Because most of the time I think it is 2 coaches, but I suppose as this is a rush hour type service, I suppose it's slightly longer. And maybe we'll be waiting for another train. Across we go. What track are we going on to? On to this one. Is there even a platform on that side? Oh yeah, there is. It's a bit overgrown. Yeah, Sifa. Sifa, yes. But here we are. So a stop marker at this one. Now, I suppose it's just sort of just guess when you're in the platform. Not every German station does have a stop marker. Right, well, let's come to a stop. Here we are. Let's come to a fairly gentle stop. As gentle as we can be, at least. Right. Also, I want to try and find that fuse panel. As how do we turn on the Sifa and stuff like that? I was really trying to find that destination, if there is a destination light. Probably really obvious where it is, isn't it? What's this over here? What's that? Dunno. Horn. Parking brake. Must be a little cabinet somewhere. Yeah, unless that is in the other cab. Right, are we waiting here for something? Okay, we're not. Right, let's just get going. Once we have to wait for something, we'll then muck about. I reckon it's in the back cab, isn't it? There's going to be some more fuses back here, maybe. Possibly. Not sure. Right, let's go. It's great. Good job, TSG. But yeah, TSG has worked on quite a few DLCs alongside Dovetail. What did that sign say? There was a whistleboard there. What does that say there? Not sure. I won't be able to. I wouldn't know it anyway. But this is TSG's first route DLC. And from what we're seeing so far, it looks great, doesn't it? Lots of, almost seems like lots of, oh, halt, that's stop, isn't it? Do I need to stop there? Yeah, it seems very, well, lots of custom assets. There's a lot of buildings I've never seen before on this game. I'm sure probably there are some reused, but I think for the most part, it's probably all custom, which is great. But sort of a little bit overgrown bit of track there. So I just need to work out what I need to acknowledge with PZB. There's lots of like these things here, they're new. So what do I need to acknowledge? Oh, coming into Oberdorfelden. Oh, and route map as well. I should have probably shown that off. This is the route map. I don't really know why it's great. It's slightly different, but it's cool. So lots of sort of little different things. So a bit like on Train Sim Classic, where third-party devs sometimes sort of have a different design to HUD elements. But I like it. Makes it just different. Oh, and the something here I want to show you. I think it's this station. But it's cool. Right, this is Oberdorfelden, which we're coming into. So there's no layers for this route. Although this route then does give you services on the Linker Rheinstrecke. I think if you have this route and Linker Rheinstrecke, well, I suppose it sort of works both ways. If you have this route, it will then give you 48 extra services on the Linker Rheinstrecke. And if you own the Linker Rheinstrecke, you'll then get a bit like when we saw the 110 flying past. That's from Linker Rheinstrecke, but that's AI only. Alright people, shoving your way out. Come on. Stockheim. Yeah, I don't know how we get this on though. Or maybe it is that dim. Maybe you can't turn it on. Maybe it's just because it's sunny or something. It looks a bit dim. Yeah, if we come over here. Where is it? It's somewhere. You can actually control. Ah, here we go. Look, you can control the level crossing. How cool is that? Ready? Yeah, there we go. Crossing is down. So I suppose you could almost in a way be like a crossing keeper. Can we get it up? There we go. Yeah, you could be some sort of you could literally sit here I suppose and just look at the map, wait for the train, put the thing down. I mean, just look at this. If I turn, I'm really happy about this. If we just come over, what was that crossing again? Over here. Sort of just, I don't know. If I just nice and slow, sort of just look around. Just look at it. It's great. The detail, the level. Well, I mean, the level of detail here is just fantastic. Even just the little bits of grass coming out from the track just make that all that much of a difference. And you got all the new sort of signage and stuff. Even that looks good up there. Nice ambient sounds as well. It's just really, really nice. And there's definitely a lot of custom assets on this route. I mean, some of these buildings we might have seen previously, but I think they've been working on this route for, what was the date? Early 2022, so just over a year or so. So a lot has gone into it, especially as it's a small route as well. Well, it's a single track branch line. It's just, it's great. Right, let's get the doors shut. Closing. Probably could have stopped a bit shorter there. And it is Killenstatten next. It's just great to see how far Train Sim World has come. And especially seeing all these new third-party developers coming on to the sort of partner program, Union Workshop, Just Trains, Alan Thompson Sim, TSG. I suppose it's just exciting to see what differences these third-party devs make. You have the little quirky things, different HUD element sort of things, and add custom assets. It's It's great. But off we go. Just look how detailed this looks as a whole. And it's also got a different foliage colours as well. So in other words, it will look completely different to other German routes in Train Sim World by Dovetail. As it says, I think it's got a whole set of new foliage. Which, if you don't know what that is, it's sort of the vegetation, so the trees, the grass, the bushes. That's all different. Wow, look at this coming up here. I think there's a tunnel. Is there a tunnel coming into this one? I know there's a tunnel somewhere along here. I think there's like one tunnel on the route. It might be around here. Not sure. It's great. I don't need to acknowledge anything there. At a steady 51 kilometers an hour at the moment. Which isn't, you know, that fast. But it does feel fast on a route like this. I mean, look how sort of fast it feels coming into this station here. Oh, not that one. There you go. What's this, going over a little river here? Oh, wow. We'll have a look at that in a second. Oh, this is just... Oh, I don't know. It's great. We're going to have a look at that river in a second. Look at this coming in here. With the sewage treatment plant there on the left. That's nice. Just ignore that. Right, there we go. But yeah, hats off to TSG. I mean, for his first route, or for their first route, I think they are a little small team. Oh, and it's a Joe Burgess timetable. I suppose Dovetail sort of being hand in hand helping with TSG to get this DLC out. Now that is probably some of the best sort of waterway I've seen on Train Sim World. Just the fact it's got, you know, reeds and stuff coming out of it. We don't usually see that, do we? But just look at that. Oh. Yeah, just sort of seeing all the sort of growth to it and stuff. Because usually that would sort of just be all clear. But just seeing it all overgrown and just all the new sort of bits and bobs, it's just great to see the level of detail and sort of thought which has been put into this to make it fantastic. What was the other bridge? Here's the other bridge here. I mean, just look at that going out that way. It's just those little things which really make a difference. I mean, you don't have to put weeds and stuff into the rivers and stuff, but it just makes a difference. Just makes it look more lifelike. Wow. It's just... Oh, it's great. Right, let's get the door shut. See, I don't know, it's going to sound weird, but it really does remind me of sort of the colours, the sort of colour scheme on this route. It reminds me of a map on Farming Simulator called Erlengrat, which we've shown on the channel. Sort of that much sort of lighter green colour to it. And that's a really weird thing to say. But it's great. And I think the mastery on here is like moving agricultural vehicles, I think. Just cool. Right, out we go. Budesheim next. Just over a kilometre. I mean, some of these buildings I've never seen before, so these are definitely all custom. Some sort of shopping centre here of some sort. Never seen that. Oh, this is good. This is good. So yeah, in some places it does seem like the FPS does drop on. I mean, this is Xbox Series X. But I suppose that's only in the areas with really high foliage levels, which is quite understandable and doesn't fuss me too much. I mean, I'm sure probably in future sort of optimizations and stuff like that, yeah, that won't happen. But yeah, I suppose the level of detail is superb. I know it's back to being fine now, back up to 60. I love why it also just feels so open. You know, there's no fences or walls alongside. It's just so open. It's nice. Oh, let's check cameras as well. What are the camera options for the cab? Okay. Just 3. Would be nice if we could get maybe a second man camera. Or second man sort of seat camera. But not really essential, really. Acknowledge. What did I just acknowledge? What was that all about? Okay, that little sign back there. What's that sign? What's this sign? Okay, that sort of weird X I need to acknowledge. I don't know what it means. I guess it means 40, as we have got a 40 coming up. Someone will know. Oh, this one's got a yellow on it. Oh, green over yellow. Does that mean the same as what? I guess it does, yeah, because 40... Yeah, okay, so that is sort of the same as a modern. So I need to acknowledge that then, don't I? Okay, I didn't say acknowledge. So our sort of new things we'll need to learn. Oh, it's a bush on the track. Hey, through we go. So I wonder if we're going to pass another train. Maybe, that would be cool. Round we go. Some little siding here or something. And yeah, there are freight services on this route as well. I mean, once we finish this service, I'll go out and you can see the scenarios, services, all of what there is to do on this route, I'll show you. But the sugar beet services, which apparently don't exist anymore. The sugar beet services only ran up until the early 90s, I think they said. RIP sugar beet services. What does that sign mean? It's like a banner repeater or something. Right, we've got a stop marker here. They're the new wagons there on the left, looking just fantastic. I don't think I've actually seen any criticism of this route, which is good. Okay, I think that's the only tunnel on the route there. Budesheim as well. That's a banner repeater signal, clearly. Yeah, so you've got the new freight wagons here. Can we do anything with them? Okay, I don't know if they can't open them up. Have they got any sort of... I mean, these are only sort of little things I'm looking at here. Oh no, we can. Oh, what was that? ZG2? Ah, okay, so we can do that. Okay, now there is a bit of function, sort of what things you can do with it there. So you can't open it up, but I guess if it was loaded, oh, it is loaded, so that's why you probably can't open it up because you'd make a little bit of a mess, and that must be the sugar beet in there. So that's sort of all new to the game. That was that. I suppose that would be a texture, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, I suppose yeah. That's fine. Right. A Windecken next. It's just a simple throttle and brake. That's all there is to this train. It's a German pacer. So if you know the British rail pacer, it's the German version, the German cousin. Right, off we go. So we've got the semaphore there. I guess it should be quite easy to know when the semaphore's red, as it will be down. And into the tunnel on the route. This looks really dark. Okay, light baking isn't too bad. When we sort of first went into the tunnel, the light baking was still a little bit light. But yeah, this looks fine, because we've got the glow coming through from the interior lights there. Two kilometres to Windecken. But this is it's stunning. Absolutely stunning. I do hope the route does... I mean, I know it's probably more of a niche type of route. I don't think it's going to be like a really, really popular route. You know, a little single track branch line. But I do hope it does do quite well. And I do hope we do see more routes from TSG. I suppose in a way it's nice to see something different. yeah, something what we haven't single track diesel. Never seen that for German stuff, so it's just nice that Train Sim Germany have done something completely different. They could have done, another 2-track, I don't know, something like Reimer Austin, Hubstrucker Reimer. They could have done something like that, but no, they decided they'd do something completely different. We've never seen before, like that. Maybe that's what they'll focus on future sort of things, different to the norm. Oh, it is great though. It is good. That's another thing to point out. The scenery distance, sort of loading in, actually seems to be really high as well. I can still see the sort of towers and stuff really far in the distance there. So the render distance seems really good. I mean, look how sort of far I can see those buildings ahead. That's way over a kilometre. I don't know if that has been pushed up on this route a little bit. So I think that is possible. I think for the Northeast Corridor, New York Trenton, one of the developers who actually watches us, named Puds, I know he said they increased the distance that the gantry poles can be seen because they're quite high up. So I don't know if there has been render sort of increases on this route. It does almost seem like it though. Still see the town all the way over there in the distance, perfectly clear, all the buildings and stuff, not just the main buildings. Right, coming into Windecken. Let's see if we got a whistle board as well. There we go. So yeah, we are a little bit late, but that's fine. We've been looking at the scenery. We're like a tourist on this journey. Taking it slow and steady, just taking it in, taking in the sights. We've got a more modern signal there, so that's a green over yellow, so it'll be down to 40. So yeah, you've got a mix of semaphore and colour on here. This isn't the platform, is it? Oh, this is the platform. Oh, okay. Quite overgrown then. This is a nice one. So what does that sign say there, if anyone knows German? I'm sure someone does here. Überschritten der Gleis for something something. Ah, that'll do. Might have stopped a little bit early there. This looks nice though. And this is quite detailed as well. You've even got the sort of these bits here, sort of height limits to it. And just the fact that looks good as well. See, on quite a lot of sort of DLCs, something like this, little bus area here or whatever it is, little turnaround place wouldn't usually look great, but even that looks good. Yeah, I suppose there are a few little areas which don't look as good, like this here seems a bit, but not on like a large scale though, only sort of little bits and bobs. And obviously you wouldn't really see that from the train anyway, so. Right, let's go. It is Heldenbergen or Windecken. Wasn't this Windecken? Oh, it's 700 metres, that's probably why. It's probably the same town. No, we are still restricted. Off we go though. I'm guessing that would probably be a rear view mirror, wouldn't it? Which is weird, but I suppose it would be looking into the passenger area. I don't know. I'm guessing that would be a rear view mirror, which doesn't work. But I'm really not fussed about that, as it's a train. I don't want to see into the passenger compartment and people just doing Train Sim World NPC things. Do we go around there then? I think we go around there. Oh wow, look at this through here. This is really sort of overgrown. And yeah, the bushes do go through the trains, but that's just a train sim world thing. Oh wow, look at that. As I say, yeah, you will see probably some of the bushes go through the trains, but that's just, I mean, that's just a gaming thing in general, really. You get that on the bus when you're doing the double decker. Right, we're coming up to the red. Yeah, see, fair, yeah, buzz. Oh, and looks like we're joining up with the. This is the middle part of the route then here. So there's some sort of other sort of main line here, which we're joining up with. And it looks like we also might have another train. Or is this where we're uncoupling? 'Cause it did say to uncouple, didn't it? At one part. I forgot about that. Uh-oh. That's going to be fun. Where's the uncouple button on here? That we'll have to try and find. I don't know. That's going to be tough. Okay, there are door controls. No idea where the uncouple is, though. Maybe it will tell us. If not, I don't know. Unless it's just a simple, we go down there and just do it on the on the outside cam. Maybe it's as easy as that. Does it say about uncoupling or coupling? Uncouple two vehicles. Okay, so this seems a slightly more major station. I suppose as we sort of join up with the main line here. Or just a slightly, well, bigger line. And there is no CIS on this route. But I think realistically there was only one. So maybe once we see the 90s Linker Rheinstrecke CIS, maybe then they'd bring it over across to the one station on here. It's just a nice little, sweet little station, isn't it? That one's off. Yeah, really nice little pleasant station. Slightly bigger one as well. Right, so we've got to try and uncouple the train here. Wish us luck. It might go horribly wrong. If it goes horribly wrong, well, we tried. Tried our best. Off that goes over there. Nice. Let's put that to a stop. Right, now let's try and uncouple it without breaking something. Hopefully we'll be alright. Right, it's telling me to lock the doors. Let's do that. Oh, we're not uncoupling? No, yeah, I suppose we probably... Oh, okay, uncouple two vehicles. Can we do that on the outside cam? Or is it a job of getting down there, pressing a button or something? I don't know. Let's have a look. I think it's just a simple click. Yeah, oh, that's easy. I can do that. Okay, goodbye train. Two becomes one. Is it gonna do it or... Okay, cool. Well, there we go. That was easy. I thought there was gonna be like a button for it or something. We had to, I don't know, do something. But no, that was straightforward. Nice little procedure there. So where does that one go? Does that go back or... Oh, hang on. No, that's moving as well. No. Hang on. Stop. Why is that one going as well? I'm scared now. Right. Don't do anything stupid. Oh god, what if that bumps into us? Although it looked like it was sort of keeping a distance. Okay, it's a bit like the Harlem line trains where they sort of got to keep a distance. Stay there, mate, alright? Right, it's Aitchen next. Let's see, does it actually get... Is it going to follow us? Yeah, okay, it is. It's doing the same as what they do on the Harlem line, where they sort of follow closely behind. Goodbye, train. Don't know where you're off to. It says you're not in service now. Right, off we go. Still keeping an eye on that train behind. Okay, that's over there. Brilliant. So we're now going back off sort of the main line and back onto, well, the little branch. That was cool. So yeah, I suppose that's sort of the halfway point on the route. See that? I don't know actually, let's have a look. Yeah. Well actually, I don't know really. Probably just before a little under halfway. Although maybe it's just, well, it means it's quite a bit of a distance to the next stop, so maybe it's slightly quicker this bit. I'm going to quickly change my setting there, because I seem to have it on, would that be metric at the moment? Which I don't like having it on that, so I'm going to quickly change, try to find where it is. Hard and go, is it on here? What would it be? I think it would be Imperial, I think. Oh, gradient units. Right, set that one back. Automatic. Gradient units, ratio. So much easier to understand ratio. So much easier. There you go. So it's down 1 in 91, which I suppose is fairly steep. Beautiful though through here. But I do hope this route does do well. I wonder what TSG would work on next. I feel like we're going to see some good things coming from TSG. I mean, if this is their sort of first entry route onto Train Sim World, that's what they have done to train the G6, which was great. I'm sure there's good things to come. Right, let's whack that up. Yeah, so it seems the motor sort of coach is the actual 6 to 8, and we're in like a 9 to 8, which I suppose is the one it sort of pushes along, I suppose. There we go. 3 kilometers to Aachen. Yeah, it's a slightly lower FPS. That's probably my only sort of. I mean, it doesn't fuss me too much, but maybe that could be optimized slightly more. But doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't fuss me too much. It's only in small areas. But I'm sure that probably would get sorted anyway. So I've got quite a few whistle boards along here. That's signified by the P. And yeah, AI will follow those whistle. Where's that other train going? Actually, talking about AI. Yeah, AI will follow the whistle boards. Hang on, it's following us. No, I don't know. What's it do? It's like maybe turning around. But yeah, AI will follow that as well. So if you're, I know, it's really guys, but if you set up somewhere and train spot on this, you'll see the AI doing the horn as well, which is the first of its kind. But look at this through here though. It's going through the middle of the forest. Feels like Railroads Online. You cut down trees just to let the railway through, and you're sort of really close. Awesome. Just over a kilometre. So yeah, it does seem like slightly longer gaps between towns now. I mean, how many stations do we actually have now? Aachen, Hotch, Alderstadt, Lindheim, Glorb. Okay, it's still quite a few. What time did it say we were due into? So we'll get there in probably around. Okay, so that's actually not about 20 minutes or so. Yeah, so I think this bit is slightly quicker then, compared to the sort of other bit before the halfway split mainline thing. Let's get a flyby shot. We haven't got one yet, but I feel like we're sort of safe to get one now. Nice. Right, let's get back in. Right, we need to acknowledge that sign, I think. Ready? Acknowledge. Boom, we did it. We did something. The landscape seems to be getting a little bit flatter now as well. Because on that first bit it was slightly more hilly. Only just. Right, 600 metres to the stop. Got a semaphore there as well. Yeah, apparently the colours of the foliage changes depending on what season you do it in. So I have to try maybe on the next one. This is, I think I've set this to May. So on the next one maybe we'll do autumn for the freight service. Just to see how that looks. Right, here we are. This is the next station. There is a passing loop here. There's no platform. Oh no, there is a platform on that side. It's just, well, not really. It's just, yeah, that thing there. And here I come to a stop. Only 2 coaches now, so I won't have to go too far up the platform. Here we are. This is this station. Nice. So yeah, I suppose it would be quite easy to do this HUDless, as you sort of know when you're coming up to the stations, as it, well, you've got the X board thingy. Right, 1.6 to Hotch. There we go. A little bit of exterior action there. I was just checking to see if you could open the windows. Oh no! Oh god. That's not good. That's why we don't get those kind of exterior shots sometimes. The train gets angry with us. That was annoying, because we were doing quite well there. Oh, I forgot we were bloody restricted there. Oh well. As long as it gets going. Don't brake. Please move. There we go. So PZB will bite you still on this train. Well, it was a nice bit of exterior anyway. Yeah, completely forgot we were restricted there. Off we go. Just over 1 kilometre to Hotch. Or Hosht. Don't know how you say it. Hust. Not sure. But we're not restricted now, I don't think, so we're all good. Fortunately. Looks just really nice as well. There's some, I don't know, just the foliage just itself just looks really, really good. There we go, 900 metres. And to Hotch. That's a new type of signal there on the left as well, which we just passed. Another little bridge we're coming up to. What are we going over? Another river or a road? Little river. Hang on, what's that in the river down there? Right, well, yeah, well, there we go. What's it got on? Okay, well, alright. Well, sorry to anyone who would have tried to find the donkey on the route, but I think we've located the donkey. Just swimming in the thing. Although I think there is also another thing you can find on this route. There's a donkey and then there's like a mascot. No, yeah, I think there's 2 things to sort of Easter eggs you can find on here. Another sort of overgrown, tatty looking station. Well, not tatty looking, but just all overgrown. And here we are. Here we are. And we've got Alstatten, Lindheim, Glorberg and Stockheim 0914. Obviously not going to get there at 0914. as we are 10 minutes late, thanks to our sightseeing. That's fine. Let's play with those mirrors. Where are those mirrors again? Oh, they actually make a noise. Oh no, that's the doors. No, they do make a noise. Yeah, they do make a noise. That's cool. Alright, let's go. Kicking out all of that, off it goes. So I suppose if you want to actually hear the sound of the train, driving the, well, I suppose the Bad Vilbel end of the train. It might just be random, but then you've got the engine right there. Or at least, no, that'd be in the middle. It'll be a little bit closer. Off we go. See far. So the average speed on this route, 60 kilometers an hour. What's that? About 35 to 40 miles an hour. I'm sure for a route like this is fine. I don't think you would really want it to be any faster than that. Even the cars are going faster, making me feel slow. Little fishing lake or something over there, little pond. Even the road looks good. That's a very weird thing to say. Oh, road sign. What does it say on it though? Impressive. Okay, that is impressive. It actually has got the real places on it. There's quite a lot of the time on the American routes, for example. You'll look at a sign on the highway and it'll just say downtown, city centre, 20, 40. It will just be a very generic default sign, which doesn't really relate to the area at all. But that one actually had the real, just little details. Had the actual real places. Right, coming up to Altenstadt. I mean, surely everyone watching's got to be impressed with this route. How could you not be impressed with this route? Considering it's their first route. Well, they have obviously had experience with other route releases, but obviously not their own release. Yeah, I think everyone's surely got to be impressed with this. It says we're safe to release, so I'll do that. So I suppose in a way it's almost like a warning for the station. The little X boards. So that's quite handy. Yeah, we'd also try out a freight service. Not on this video, but on another video we'll try out one of the freight services. Give that a go. In the Deutsche Bundesbahn 365. Which doesn't actually have PZB in it, I don't think. I think the 365 has like the system before PZB. So that'll be fun. Seeing what that's like. Or at least a very earlier form of PZB. Another nice little station. Oh, look, the mirror just came out. I did it automatically there. I suppose at a low speed they come out automatically. Nice. Here we are. There's the interior. It's a bit of a weird interior, isn't it? It is a weird interior. Oh, no, you can do the window. Ah. You can do the windows. Just from the outside you can't open them, which makes sense. No toilet, but I probably wouldn't want to see the toilet anyway. I mean, probably here actually wouldn't look too bad, but anyways, I want to say. But it's a weird interior the train has. So you've got this. So this looks, you know, sort of nice here and normal. Then you've got this sort of bit here, which is sort of, I I don't know. It's odd, but it's like sort of the bit at the front of the bus where it's sort of got the sideways seats, and you then get the seat spot like this. Right, Lynn time next. I suppose maybe the thinking for that design is if you're only going for a short journey. Oh no, first class, second class. Oh, okay, yeah, first and second on there. Oh, that was the semaphore changing. Nice loud clunk to it. What I was going to say is maybe you'd sit in that other little, sideways bit if you're going for a short journey, but if you're going for the whole journey, you'd sit in the sort of middle bit. But no, there's a first and second class. Because I'd probably rather sit in this bit in second class. You'd be right at the front of the cab, and you've just got more sort of room. Back that up. There we go. Nice little farm there. Yeah, ton of new custom assets for this route. And some of them I've never seen before, so yeah, whole new ton of assets. Like that, I've never seen that before. So a lot of work has gone into this route. At Lindheim, I think after Lindheim it's the last two, isn't it? Yeah, Glorberg and Stockheim. Oh, we've got a bit of a gradient here, 1 in 177. Let's get that up a bit. And I think, yeah, so far the only sort of issue we've had, I mean, that's not really much of an issue. It's just a slightly low FPS. I mean, it's not anywhere below 30, but you can sort of notice it. When you're in areas of really high foliage, it sort of comes down and sort of goes up and down, up and down, up and down, which you can sort of notice. But apart from that, I don't think there's really anything I can sort of say bad about this at all. It's great. There's all those little details and stuff are here. They're in this route. It's just great. Right, I wonder if I get one of those boards, those sort of X boards, bringing us down to 40, which we have to acknowledge. Or maybe this station doesn't have it. I'm guessing maybe not. No, I guess this one probably doesn't have it. Maybe as it's not a passing loop. And here it is. Here's the next station. Lindheim, this one. So just a little bit late. That's fine. Better late than never. There's a ladder going up that tree there. Go back there in a second, have a look. Ooh, let's put that down. Don't want to overshoot. Or ideally not. Stop! Let's quickly go and have a look at that. There's like a ladder against the tree. I didn't even climb up the bloody tree. You haven't found any oh, there's a collectible. There's a ooh, steam train. Well, that's quite nice. And there was a ladder back here. Don't say we can climb up the tree. Oh my god. Well, you can climb up the tree. What on earth? I mean, that is... I don't know. Speechless. Right, let's... I know that's a really stupid thing to be like, oh, wow, that's amazing. But just... It's just a little... Those little things. Those little things which make it all that sort of bit big of a difference. Just even the fact they thought about doing that. Ah, that's why. It's because we went into the tree, and it seems to have reset the service. Should hopefully be. Hopefully we don't lose all our points. That wouldn't be any good. No, we're fine. Right, let's go. Yeah, we're all good. Let's get that shot. And there are trophies for this route as well. I think there's 3 trophies. Glorberg next. And yeah, you have got the DB mint green livery, as this is the early 90s. Only 3 years after the reunification of Germany. There we go. Let's go. Nice. So we've got a bit of a gap to Glorberg. Cool. It's nice though. Very nice. I do sort of feel like the render distance has been raised as well for this route. Let's have a look. Whereabouts are we on the map? Okay, we're there. So Glorberg and then there's Stockheim, which is there. Very pleasant little gentle journey. Nice sort of early morning one as well. There we go. Sort of weave our way through this very wide valley. Yeah, so this part of the route feels a lot more sort of in the countryside. Whereas on that sort of first half, from Bad Vilbel to, I can't remember, but from there to there, it seemed very, well, not bit. I mean, it wasn't built up. You were still sort of out in the countryside, but a lot more sort of station stops. This feels a bit sort of, a bit further away. There we go. Just over a kilometre to Glorberg. See far. But yeah, this is, as I said, this is a Joe Burgess timetable. Even though it is a Train Sim Germany route, I suppose they've sort of been like, with Dovetail, can you send a couple of your best ones over to help with the route, which is good. So I think was it Lucas? Dovetail Games Lucas. He did quite a lot of the station modelling, and then Joe's done the timetable. And I'm sure that Dovetail did help in other ways as well. But I know that's 2 DTG employees who have helped out. Which I suppose is fair enough, as I know TSG's helped with Dovetail quite a lot. I think for the DBBR 612, that was actually TSG who went out and recorded the sounds for that. So it's nice that they're sort of helping each other out. I like that. Instead of being like, oh, well, we'll just make our stuff and you just make your stuff. They're sort of, yeah, helping out. This is Glorberg. Nice little station. And the mirrors have come out as well. I suppose, would these be driver only operated, or would you have a guard on this? So that might be one of the reasons for the mirrors, and the guard can sort of, well, the driver can sort of be like, is anyone getting on, anyone getting off? And you probably did have a guard on these, wouldn't you? The door shut. And it is our last stop next. Of Stockheim. Looks much further on the map. But that's just, they're just under 2 kilometres. I wonder what the turnaround time for this is. I reckon you've got quite a long turnaround time on this route. I reckon once you get to Stockheim, you have about a 20-minute wait before you go back. I doubt it's very sort of intense. You know, get there 2 minutes later, back you go, and you'll probably get a nice amount of a layover time. Could be wrong though. Right, that's one of those newer signals. So is that a warning for a 40? I'm guessing that's a warning for a 40. Same like the X sort of 2 arrows pointing up. I'm guessing they're also a warning for a sort of a lower limit as well. And there's Stockheim up on the hill there. Don't need to come down just yet. We've still got 600 metres. Well, that was great, that was. What did everyone else think? Do put your thoughts in the comments below. I think for sort of the first entry route from Train Sim Germany, couldn't be better. And yeah, we'll check out the freight services as well. So it must be quite interesting to see sort of the pattern on there. Not safe to release, restricted. So I think we do join up with another line here. I think there's another line we join up with, so it must be coming up to that. Hey, green over yellow. Okay, so the semaphore signals aren't actually as daunting as I thought they were. It literally is just a green over yellow, like the modern German signals. So do I know how to acknowledge it? Okay, you don't need to acknowledge it. It hasn't said acknowledge. I'd probably do it anyway. Yeah, so we're joining up with the other line here. As you can see coming up. Is that another little single track one? Pretty much, yeah. I suppose probably a similar line to this. Well, that was good. That was very good. See that? Quite a cool level crossing there. You get sort of 3 sets of barriers. And here it is, just a little platform here. Are we even coming into the little side one? Okay, no, we're not. Got a signal box as well. That was very pleasant. That was a very, very nice little journey. Well, not really. I don't know how long it is actually. Well, we'll see on the debriefing screen how long it was. There you go, Stockheim. Can this one even fit 4 coaches? Maybe you can't do 4 coaches up here. I don't know if it would. No, it would probably be able to fit in. Oh, you probably could fit 4 coaches in just. Oh no, it goes quite a way up actually. Just overgrown up that end. Yeah, there's Stockheim. Very nice. Let's get the doors open. Only 10 minutes or so late. Probably a bit more than that actually. I think 13 minutes late. They've literally got like a banner repeater signal. A German banner repeater. So how long was that then? That was 30 kilometres. So what's that? 20 miles or so? But it took an hour. And as I sort of say, for me, it's more about time than how long it takes. And sort of a route. It's about the time, not the mileage. So not bad. An hour and 7 minutes. So it would do take you about 56 minutes, but we were sightseeing, so it took a bit longer. Let's go. Let's see. When does it go back? Oh, it goes back literally straight away. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so you're going to get about 5 minutes turnaround there. That goes back to Bad Vilbel. All right. Well, let's come on to the main menu and let's see what you actually get with the route. What goodies have you got to play with? Pick a route. Actually, let's have a look. So for Linker Rheinstrecke, you've then got 49 services on there. So you've got a nice amount of services on there to muck about with. Although for the route itself, Niddertalbahn, you've got 5 scenarios, hugging trees, prep work, Manual Labour, Glimpse into the Future. 373, I'm sure that will set off the community. Sugar Beets. And service-wise, you've got 62 services. 54 with the 6 to 8. Stretching sort of all throughout the day until about 9 PM. And the 365, you've got a few services on there as well. Very nice. Well, that is going to be it, everyone. Let's quickly spawn in again to Bad Vilbel. Let's set spawn in there again. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. Big thanks to Dovetail Games for giving us a key to show this off. This was on the Xbox version, or the next time you see it might be on the PlayStation version. Links can be found in the usual places, the Discord, PayPal, merch store. Apart from that, have a lovely rest of your day. Hopefully you have enjoyed the first look. Do put your thoughts in the comments below. Do subscribe, like if you want to see more. See you all in the next one. See you all. Take care. Bye, guys.